The last thing I heard was my own name being deleted, one letter at a time, from a recording I hadn't finished making. I was alone at the receiver, wiping a dead channel, and something on the other end was wiping me faster. A dead frequency is never silent. People think empty means quiet. It isn't. Underneath every abandoned channel, there's a floor of noise, cosmic background, the hum of the galaxy, the warmth of the receiver itself. I'd listened to that floor for 9 years. My job that night was simple: degauss the archive. Old tapes of the protected band around 1420 megahertz, the hydrogen line, the quiet water hole where we listen for anyone listening back. Reclaim the reels, erase the empty, move on. But halfway through the reel, the meter twitched. Not much. A whisper climbing out of the static. I'd run this tape 100 times. There was nothing on it. There had never been anything on it. And yet, a pattern. The longer I listened, the clearer it got. That's how weak signals work. You stack minutes, average the noise down, and something buried starts to surface. Matched filtering, we call it. Patience made visible. The pattern repeated. 3 beats. A pause. 3 beats. My hand hovered over the erase switch. 9 years of training screamed interference. A satellite, an oven, a phone. In 2015, an observatory chased a ghost signal for years. Turned out to be their own microwave door. I'd been fooled before. I almost laughed. So I did my job. I pressed erase. The degausser's field swept the reel, scrambling every magnetic domain into random noise. Irreversible. Clean. The pattern should have died there, drowned under a wash of pure entropy. I watched the levels flatten, gone, except it wasn't. The 3 beats came back, louder, not from the tape now, from the live feed, from the dead frequency itself, the one nobody transmits on, the one that's supposed to be nothing but the breathing of the universe. And that's when the cold started. Because I know the rule better than my own pulse. You can erase a recording, you can never erase a broadcast. Once a wave leaves the antenna, it runs outward at light speed, forever, unrecallable. You can't delete the sky, so nothing out there could be erased, but something was erasing. I could hear it, a hiss moving through the signal like a hand wiping a fogged window, taking pieces away, not adding, subtracting. The pattern wasn't speaking to me, it was clearing space. I reached for my logbook to write it down. My voice recorder had been running all shift, narrating everything. I rewound to check. And I heard myself from 10 minutes ago, describing the meter twitch, except the words were dissolving, sanded down to static. Somebody was editing my record. Not the sky, not the tape, me, the account of me. Every proof that I had been sitting here listening was being quietly, methodically removed, the way I'd removed that reel. I understood the symmetry then, and it hollowed me out. There's a law. Erasing a single bit of information costs energy. It has to be paid, released as heat. You cannot make something forgotten for free. The universe keeps that ledger. And I felt the warmth in the room rising, faint as I was spent. I did the only thing left. I started talking, loud, fast. My name, the date, the frequency, every number I could throw into the microphone, trying to write myself back in faster than it could take me out. A race between recording and erasure. I thought of the WOW signal, 1977. 72 seconds of impossible strength near the hydrogen line. It never came back. For 50 years we asked, was it them? Or noise dressed as meaning? Maybe it never repeated because something reached back and unrecorded it. The loneliness of it hit harder than the fear. Every real signal is old. It left its star 1,000, 1,000,000 years ago. You are always hearing the past, always too late to answer. And now the past was reaching forward to take my present. My words were getting harder to hold, not my throat, the record of them. I'd say a sentence and hear it thin as I spoke, like shouting into wind that carried the sound backward. The 3 beats kept time under it all, steady, patient, almost kind. Then I understood the choice in front of me. I could keep erasing the tape, finish the job, wipe the last of the pattern, and maybe sever whatever thread connected us. Or I could stop, let it finish, learn what was on the other side of gone. I looked at the reel, half scrubbed, the pattern still fighting up through the ruined magnetic dust. And I realized we were doing the same thing to each other. I was erasing it. It was erasing me. Two hands, wiping the same window from opposite sides. So I lifted my hand off the switch. I stopped. I let the beats come, and in the space where my recorded voice had been, the pattern resolved. Not into words, into a shape I felt more than heard. A question. The oldest one. Are you still there? Are you still there? Asked across a gap no answer could ever cross in time. And I finally understood. It wasn't attacking me. It was lonely. It had erased my record because that was the only language it had left. Subtraction. The grammar of the void. The heat faded. The meter fell back to the noise floor. The cosmic hum, the galaxy's breath, the warmth of an empty receiver. The 3 beats were gone. My voice recorder held nothing from the last hour. No twitch, no pattern, no me. Listening. I sat in the quiet that was never really quiet. I still don't know if any of it happened. There's no recording, there's no reel. There's only this, the log I'm writing now, by hand, while I still can. The last proof I was here. And I keep asking the question the dark asked me. Not whether the frequency was ever dead, it never was, but whether these words are evidence or just the last thing left to erase. If you're reading them, something didn't finish, or something wants you to keep listening.